Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How have you been? And today you're listening to me on the Blue Ember. This is the microphone that is giving the audio experience to you. And this video is actually specifically created by me today in a relatively untreated environment. I'm just sitting on my bed and recording. The background is terrible, I know that. But today I'm here to talk about this very microphone because a lot of people wanted to hear this microphone since some time and they were curious about it. Because this is a good sounding microphone, and people really buy this microphone these days because they are really interested in knowing how a condenser microphone can work in streaming or podcasting scenarios. Well, this microphone claims to be a streaming microphone because this microphone is that's how it's marketed by Blue. And I'm not a very big fan of marketing condenser microphones for streaming or podcasting purposes, especially with people who are doing stuff in untreated spaces, because in untreated spaces the challenges are far more grave than what you think of them to be. So I think in untreated spaces the biggest challenge is reverb, and if I remember properly, I think this is cardioid. It's not even super cardioid. I may be wrong. I can pull it up for you. Yep, I checked it up and it's cardioid. So it's not very special, but if I can just rotate around the microphone and show how drop-offs work. This is the side, it's the drop-off. The background is pretty terrible, I'm sorry for that. But it's a quick video. So can you stream with a condenser microphone in untreated spaces? Absolutely, you can. You can stream with anything. You can stream with your headset microphone, you can stream with your dynamic microphone, a lav microphone, a shotgun microphone, an inbuilt microphone too, if you really know how to use it. So podcasting with whatever microphone you want is not a problem. It's absolutely doable. Since some of you wanted to hear the Ember, this is how the Ember. I'm in a very untreated space right now, and this is not something that it's not something that I usually do. I don't hook up my condenser microphones unless I'm doing a voiceover or whatever. But today I have, and this is a podcasting environment, a streaming environment if you want to call it that. But here is how the Ember is sounding. I am recording my audio in my iPad separately, so I can sync that later in post to this video. I'm using my Zoom U22. My gain is set at 50% exactly. So this microphone is pretty sensitive, and you won't have to turn up the gain like you have to do on your Neumanns or Lewitts or whatever. Very strange, Lewitt microphones require a lot of gain. Like the 240 kind of requires 70% gain to operate, and the 440 kind of requires around 65-70% gain as well. But the Ember here is doing a great job at 50%. The NT1 doesn't require a lot of gain. I think the same goes for the NT1A, but I haven't used it. The AT2020 doesn't require that much gain. The 2035 doesn't require that much gain. The 2035 kind of requires to hit -12, -10 on my voice and the recording volumes that I usually hit for. It requires, I think, around 60% gain to just give me the right amount of amplification. I'm 5 inches away from the microphone. The microphone is pointed to the corner of my mouth. You can see that. Next issue is that a lot of people don't want their microphones to be in frame. I don't have such issues. I mean, I can totally understand their viewpoint, but what's the use? I mean, what I think is, and how I take it, is that this is the equipment that you're hearing right now. So you should know, my audiences should know that I'm using this guy to deliver the sound that I am, or I can, to you right now in this very video, or on my stream, or on my podcast, or whatever. But a lot of people don't concur, and they're like, no, we don't want microphones in frame. We just want good audio without the microphones. Well, you've got options. You've got shotgun booming options. You can boom it right outside, like here, and keep it out of the frame. You can use a lavalier microphone. You can use a wireless go-to from Rode, or you can just use a condenser microphone and take it out of the frame. So here is the Blue Ember when I've taken it out of the frame, and I think I've ruined the polar pattern. Let me just adjust it. Yep, now I'm in the polar pattern. This is how the Ember sounds when it's not in the frame, but just notice the difference when it comes in the frame. And now you can notice the difference when the Ember comes in frame. So why some people don't want to have a microphone in frame, beyond me, but I'm sure they have their reasons, and they're pretty justified. So here is a very small video for you guys with the Ember. I'm keeping it absolutely unprocessed. I'm not going to do any kind of post-processing except loudness normalization, so you guys can hear the Ember. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Ember.